Joseph the Dreamer, From Betrayal to Blessing. Long ago, in the land of Canaan, there was a boy named Joseph. He was the son of Jacob and had 11 brothers. Joseph was different from his brothers. His father loved him more than the others and showed it by giving him a special coat of many colors. This beautiful gift made Joseph feel cherished, but it also made his brothers very jealous. But there was something even more unique about Joseph. He had the gift of dreams. One night, Joseph had a dream and excitedly told his brothers, "We were in the field tying bundles of grain. My bundle stood tall, and all of your bundles bowed down to mine." This dream made his brothers even angrier. "So you think you'll be king over us?" they sneered. Joseph didn't stop there. He later had another dream and shared it with his brothers and even his father. In this dream, the sun, the moon, and 11 stars were bowing down to me. This time, even his father, Jacob, was confused. "Do you really believe your mother, brothers, and I will bow to you?" Still, Jacob kept thinking about Joseph's dream, but his brothers' jealousy grew. One day, when Joseph went to check on his brothers as they tended their father's sheep, they saw him coming and made a plan. "Here comes the dreamer," they whispered. "Let's get rid of him once and for all." The brothers took Joseph's colorful coat and threw him into a deep, empty pit. But instead of leaving him there, they sold him to some traders passing by on their way to Egypt. They tore up his coat, dipped it in goat's blood, and told their father that Joseph had been killed by a wild animal. Jacob was heartbroken, thinking his beloved son was gone forever. Meanwhile, Joseph was taken to Egypt and sold as a slave to a man named Potiphar. But even as a slave, Joseph never lost faith in God. God was with him, and everything Joseph did succeeded. Potiphar trusted him so much that he put Joseph in charge of his entire household. However, Potiphar's wife falsely accused Joseph of wrongdoing, and he was thrown into prison. Even in prison, God blessed Joseph, and soon the prison warden put him in charge of all the prisoners. One day, Pharaoh, the king of Egypt, had strange dreams that no one could explain. Pharaoh's cupbearer, who had once been in prison with Joseph, remembered that Joseph could interpret dreams. Joseph was brought before Pharaoh, who explained his dreams. "I saw 7 fat cows followed by 7 thin cows. The thin cows ate the fat ones but remained thin. In another dream, I saw 7 healthy heads of grain and 7 thin heads of grain. The thin ones swallowed up the healthy ones." Joseph explained, "God is showing you the future. There will be 7 years of plenty, followed by 7 years of famine. You must store food during the good years to survive the famine." Pharaoh was so impressed that he made Joseph the second most powerful man in Egypt, putting him in charge of all the food storage. When the famine came, Joseph's brothers traveled to Egypt in search of food, not knowing that Joseph was the ruler they would need to ask for help. When they arrived, they bowed before him, just as Joseph had dreamed long ago. Although Joseph recognized them, they didn't know who he was. After testing their hearts, Joseph couldn't keep his secret any longer. He revealed himself to them, saying, "I am Joseph, your brother. You sold me into slavery, but don't be afraid. It was God who sent me here to save lives." The brothers were shocked, but Joseph forgave them. He told them to bring their father and the whole family to Egypt, where they could live in peace. Through Joseph's story, we learn that even in the darkest times, God has a plan, and He can turn what seems like a tragedy into a great blessing. The end.